Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here, 3:39 a.m. Thursday morning, May 15th. Got some upgrades going on with Doomstone here. Just did his base upgrades, very cool stuff. Thing we're going to do now, of course, I do the swappers in a 5 video format, base upgrades, top path 1 and 2, bottom path 1 and 2. I think I'm just going to take Column Clubber here. I'm actually more interested in Jaded Fighter, primarily because I feel like Column Club coupled with Column Duty is actually pretty sufficient as is, but this will just hopefully enhance that further. I think what I'm gonna do is pair Column Clubber with Serious Spinner, um, because honestly I like the hitting, but I don't really like the charging aspect of that. And so I'm thinking Carved Belt would coincide better with Jaded Fighter. You kind of go more defensive on the top end, then you kind of go more offensive on the bottom end. And again, for me, I just see myself using the spin, 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 spin much more than here I am doing spin right around, bouncing between enemies. It's just a playstyle preference there. So again, that's my logic. I feel like Column Clubber would pair up better with Serious Spinner. Not necessarily, but just because I feel like Jaded Fighter is defensive, and then it would need more offense to balance it, which would be Carved Belt. Plus, again, I don't think I would use Serious Spinner as much. I don't know. Again, whenever I do these and I actually have damage numbers for everything, I could have made a totally dumb decision. But initially, my logic, that's basically what it is. Column Club to me is going to probably be like really powerful, and then Serious Spinner, since I want to know what that path is like, I'll be taking it. Plus, if it turns out to be awesome, I'll have it. But if I just had one Doomstone, and this could be totally wrong, it might be like a horrible combination, but if I just had one Doomstone, I think I would take Jaded Fighter and Carved Belt, just because again the shield stuff appeals to me. Not many characters have that ability. It's defensive, kind of requires more strategy, and again I feel like the primary attack from the base upgrades is totally sufficient, and I feel like Jaded Fighter would balance that out. And then on the bottom end, like I said, I don't see myself using the bouncing between enemies bit. It may turn out to be awesome, but initially just the standard stony spin appeals to me, and Carved Belt will just shoot stuff out from that. So that's my logic, but again, if I just had one, I'd do Jaded Fighter and Carved. That said, if you're asking me what I would recommend for most people, probably Column Clubber, because it's going to enhance an already powerful attack. And then on the bottom, in all honesty, I'd say if you like spin right around, take Serious Spinner. And if you don't like charging that one up, go ahead and take Carved Belt, and that's really the best advice I could give you. But that aside, let's go ahead and get back in here and get to the good stuff. Like I said, this will be Column Clubber, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, you get a choice right here. Column Clubber, increase the devastation. I totally agree with that statement, because it's already, I mean, like I said, if I had one, I'd sit there and I'd say, okay, Column Club really doesn't need to be upgraded. Let's do Jaded Fighter and see if we can't balance things out. Or, some people will probably come in and it's like, hey, that shield's kind of lame and that club's already doing 100 plus damage, let's max it out, So that said, increase the devastation delivered by column attacks. Jaded Fighter, hone a blocking technique to better reduce and reflect incoming damage. So like I said though, this is all about Column Clubber here, and I like the warning box. Again, make sure you pick what you really want, otherwise you've got to reset your character or buy a second one, which in the case of Doomstone, I don't think that's a horrible thing to be faced with. That said, falling to pieces reminds me of Velvet Revolver for a short time. $9.60 is the price on that. Hold Y to charge column duty. Release to smash the column and break off smaller pieces of it that damage enemies in a larger area. So picture, an old Roman column collapsing, and like a cartoon, and it kind of shoots off, and I'm assuming that's what we'll have here. So let's go ahead and get that. And I apologize, it's been like really dusty here, and it's kind of taking a toll on my voice. But next up is Club Doom, and price is $12.80. Column duty can be charged even longer, dealing more damage in a larger area. You know what, just to be safe, let's hold off on that one. I think we could probably buy it, but I'm going to go ahead and do this one first. So, falling to pieces, hold attack 1. I accidentally hit a button there. Hold attack 1, which is Y, to charge the column duty, and release to smash the column, breaking it off, damage enemy. So, let's see what happens. Didn't see that. Maybe this will get it. It's 3 pieces. And nothing. That gun. I'm trying to stage this. Okay, so I know we got that guy. I just didn't see the numbers. 50, I guess. So we can assume that would be the usual numbers, and then when it rolls away, there's 50. So there's our 4. That totally pancakes the sheet, by the way, if you didn't notice that. Okay, so I'm assuming the 50 would become 75, following the logic there. So fall to pieces, and were there 3 of them? We'll assume, I could like do some serious greeble damage. Let's see. I think that was 3 pieces. It makes sense. Yeah. Now let me do one where we just charge it 1 time. Okay, you get proportional to how long you hold it. 1, 2. And 2 spin. Now let's try to hit with just 1. It should be 50. That gun. Yeah, and then 1, 2. This would just roll where I want to. So yeah, it is proportional to that. So falling to pieces. 1, 2, 3. Pieces, and then they're going to do 50 to 75, I guess. Again, just kind of it's a shame that this is like so hard to happen. You get the idea. 50 seems to be standard affair there, so we'll roll with that. I'm content with that number. Alright, if it changes, I'll assure you I'll be playing with him a lot, and so if I notice that what I've documented is wrong, I'll correct it on the post. But final one here on Column Clubbers, Club Doom. It is column duty, can be charged even longer, dealing more damage in a larger area. So let's see what happens here. Assuming that it adds like 1 or 2 lengths to the top of the column, I have to wonder if falling to pieces won't also be a beneficiary of that. It's just so hard to breathe. Soul gem right here is called Stony Stare. Hold X to block and cause enchanted snakes to come alive on the shield, damaging enemies while you block. That's really cool. Again, it kind of helps if you do pick Column Clubber and you think, man, I'm missing out on the shield. It sort of offsets some of that. That said, if the shield stuff turns out to be really cool, this would further enhance that too. Price is $22.40. We're going to go ahead and pick that up as well. Jeez. I had a peppermint before this video. I was hoping that would kind of help me out a little bit. I don't think it did. But let's go ahead and just see how many times we can charge this thing up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4 is the maximum. It's literally a column now. They put the top of the column on it. So let's see what happens. 125. That is impressive. 1, 2, 3, 4. 125. And I believe I saw 4 pieces rolling. Yeah, let me scoot back so we can maybe see it. That looked like 3 though. I guess that would make sense too. I didn't even pay attention to that number, and I think it was the critical. Yeah, so let's go ahead. Club Doom will be 125 to, let's see, that would be 275, and then 275 divided by 2 would be what? 134, so I think, what was times 3 and then 2? Need to get my Sonic video up too. We have it actually up. I just need to make it, public. Let's see here. 25, 253. Okay, that's what I did wrong. It's 375. So 375 divided by 2 would be 187.5, I believe. So 188. I think I can put that. And then what I want to do though is just maybe come over here where I can see how many roll-offs come from it. That looked like 4 of them again too. I think that was definitely 4. And it looks like they're still going to be doing the 50 damage. So let me try it. This was really the sweet spot right up here. 125 and then 50, so that looks to be about the same. So what I need to do here now, Club Doom 125 to 88, falling to pieces. I'm just going to put F2P, and hopefully you know what that means. Now has 4 pieces. So again, if you see the spreadsheet, that may make no sense, and then if you actually look at the video, it'll totally make sense. So that said, we've got the Soul Gem now. This should be interesting. Box style, or I guess first base upgrade, Living Statue, and then Reject and Reflect don't do much in terms of damage. They do freeze the enemies, which was cool, but let's see what the shield actually does. I'm going to try to make it face us. Oh wow. So that's a pretty nice Soul Gem. I know 8's not a huge number. Doing the math, that would be a 12 on the critical if we ever see one. There it was. So 8 to 12 there, and I mean it's pretty much, that's a great range. You can rotate, but you can't move forward with it. But you get the idea. I mean, that literally does look like the snakes moving forward there. So there's the range. I mean, that's pretty dadgum good range, you have to admit. And it's just instantaneous. I mean, the minute you start blocking, it's ready to go. It doesn't charge up at all. So 8 to 12 damage. Decent range. We're gonna go ahead and put that. So that is it. That is Doomstone fully upgraded on the top end. Again, it's kind of, you have to use fully upgraded with caution here because he's still not upgraded on the bottom end. But this is the Column Clubber path. This is the top end Doom. The top half of Doomstone, whatever you need to call it. He is fully upgraded now on the top side. So Column Clubber, pretty impressive. Falling to pieces, you basically charge it up, pieces roll off. They're going to do 50 to 75 damage. They are proportional. For example, if we charge it for 1 roll, you're going to see the 1 piece, 1, 2, you'll see 2 pieces, 1, 2, 3, you'll see 3 pieces, and then of course if you fully max this thing out, you get the top of the column and you'll have 4 pieces roll. And note that from way back here we're actually hitting that dummy. Let's see if we can get it from this point. I think we could have if he was lined up with him better. But he can move with the column, just again very slowly. And yeah, I mean, he's got the range there, so that's pretty respectable. And then Club Doom, you know, the 125 to 188 at that point. And like I said, falling to pieces at that point in time gets the 4th piece. Stony Stare, the Soul Gem, I know 8 to 12 doesn't seem like much, but I mean, it is instantaneous. And it's a pretty good range for a shield attack. So I'm very happy with that soul gem up top, but that's really it. That's all there is to see with Column Clubber. I'll go ahead and end this video here. Pretty easy to document that one. My second Doomstone will take Jaded Fighter. Again, that's actually the path I would have picked if I just had one Doomstone. But I think what we will do next, I'll go ahead and record Serious Spinner. I think I'll pair that with this one just because I think Carved Belt would work out better for the Jaded fighter path. But let me pull everything up here so I can end it. Haven't dropped anything, so we're home free. Again, Column Clubber here. Take that link at the top of the video description box. It'll take you to a post dedicated solely to Doomstone. You'll see his base upgrades. You'll see Column Clubber. You'll see, of course, Jaded Fighter. You'll see the 2 bottom paths. And, of course, you'll see the spreadsheet, which documents it all in an easy-to-follow format for you. Again, if some of the stuff like F2P doesn't make sense to you, it'll be expanded on in the videos, and you should understand it there. So, again, thanks for watching. Make sure you are subscribed. You'll be the first to know when I crank out new videos. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you back here, I guess, for Serious Spinner that we will pair with this Doomstone.